My colleague Jonathan Kay thinks it's unethical to watch NFL football. He's got his work cut out for him there. Sunday Night Football is far and away the most watched primetime show in the United States. But John thinks that the epidemic of traumatic brain injuries, long-term brain injuries like Alzheimer's, and other forms of dementia among retired players make the whole sport, the whole league, basically morally repugnant. He wrote this week, "We have an ethical obligation not to pump money into a sport whose attraction is built on the destruction of young men's brains." I think he's wrong. And here's the top 5 reasons why I think he's wrong. Number 5, have you people been watching the news lately? There's a lot of better reasons to hate the NFL than head injuries, especially because the league is finally admitting that they're a problem. Number 4, watching people crash into each other at high speed is fun. It just is. Now, I don't actually care about the NFL or football, but I do care about hockey, and you hear a lot of the same moralizing noises coming out of the debate in that sport. And it makes sense. If you're playing a high contact sport, you're going to be more likely to suffer a head injury. But does that mean we have to water down the sport until there's no injuries or else stop watching? I don't think so, because of reason number 3. Players out there make a hell of a lot of money to take the risks that they do. There's over 500 players in the NFL making base salaries of over $1 million this season. And there's a lot of people out there in the world making a lot less money to take much bigger risks, just not on television. And that brings us to reason number 2. If everyone stopped watching the NFL tomorrow, they wouldn't just be taking millions of dollars out of the players' pockets, they would be putting at risk the livelihoods of all kinds of people across North America who rely on the NFL. Waitresses, bartenders, taxi drivers, stadium workers, journalists. Now, if the NFL was actually a morally repugnant exercise, that wouldn't matter. If we were throwing Christians to the lions, no one would worry about firing the popcorn vendor. But we're not throwing Christians to the lions, and that's the number 1 reason why it's not unethical to watch the NFL. If any of the players out there decides that it's too dangerous, that it's not worth the money, they can just leave.